miraculously through the void of empty space. A divine relic sacred to the Imperium has been found by a squad of dark angels. But as the Astartes move in to secure the artifact, a rogue order of Adepta Somberitas emerges to seize it for their own vainglorious acts. Now, the blood of the devout will be indiscriminately spilled here on Mountainside Tabletop.
Hey folks, Vic here. Thanks for joining us for another Kill Team Battle Report. Today, I'm not going to be controlling this Intercession team. It'll instead be controlled by none other than Glass Half Dead. I'll let him introduce himself and run you through his list here. So without any further ado, here's Glass.
Hello everybody. Thanks. It's honestly so great to come and play on possibly the best Kill Team exclusive Battle Report channel around. Awesome. Thank you so much. So I decided, because you guys are obviously pro players, that I wanted to bring the same energy, you know? So I decided Intercession, because, well, they're kinda, beginner friendly, which is something I need, especially when going against Novitiates. I decided to keep my list, again, like the Intercession in general, pretty simple. I went with 3 normal Assault Intercessors, and then an Intercessor Grenadier, Assault Intercessor Grenadier, an Intercessor Gunner, and an Intercessor Sergeant. And the Sergeant ended up with just a Power Sword, and he got the equipment of a Scope and Blessed Bolts and a CP reroll in the form of a Purity Seal. And that's, just super simple. And then when it comes to chapter tactics, right, like the thing that lets you really customize this squad, I went with the old faithful. You can't go wrong. The faster the better. That's what I've always said. And so I've gone with Rapid, so I get +1 inch to all of their moves. And, -1 to crit damage is just really, really good. All the measurements are going to be so tight. I'm going to commit to spending 1 CP a turn for And They Shall Know No Fear. And so I just went -1 to crit damage.
Yeah, so obviously I've played Intercession a bunch on this channel, but Glass is trying out a different build than I'm used to. I really thought I was going to be facing a plasma pistol from an Assault Sergeant, but he's bringing the normal Intercessor Sergeant, which is kind of gnarly. It can shoot twice, but I don't know. I think, now that I'm seeing the stats on this guy, maybe I should take him more often. I don't know. So yeah, I think the built-in bolter discipline on this Sergeant and the grenade launcher could cause some trouble for me. I'm going to really try and stay protected as much as I can and deny him easy shots, but at the end of the day, I need to get on points, and I can't just hide forever or I'll just lose. All right, sup y'all, I'm back once more, Brad here, and I'm bringing a new team to the channel. Freshly painted up these Novitiates, and I'm pretty pumped to go up against Glass here. Kind of scared, I don't really know what to expect, but I'm really looking forward to this game. I've got the Penitent, the Pronatus, the Exactor, the Hospitaller, the Preceptor, the Dialogus, the Condemner, and 2 Purgatuses. Two Purgatai. Of course, I've also got my leader, the Novitiate Superior, and it's kind of a no-brainer. I'm taking the Plasma Pistol and Power Weapon. For equipment, I think I've gone for a pretty standard loadout here. I've given an Icon of Faith, which lets me use 1 active faith per game for free to my Condemner and my Penitent. Also on my Penitent, I've just handed out a Crack Grenade. And then finally, I've given an Auto Chastiser to my leader so I can reroll 1s on my Plasma Shots. I'm hoping this is going to be enough to take on these Intercessors, but this is not a matchup I've played before, and same for Glass, so it's kind of an unknown here.
Okay, so going into this matchup, obviously the big scary thing, even for one of the most durable teams in the game, the Intercession, is That plasma pistol. Gosh, I've got to be honest, I don't even know what to do against it. Like, any shot, I'm probably dead, or if not dead, very, very close to dead, to the point that he can finish me off very quickly. And then, when it comes to the rest of the Sisters Battle, everything else is just kind of chip damage to me. But, and don't tell the guys this, I don't know what his acts of faith are. I don't know what they do. So at some point, he's just going to say, oh, by the way, I do all of this and I spend some faith points. And I'm going to say, oh, of course, I knew you could do that. Don't you worry. But yeah, I actually have no idea what he can do.
All right, well, today's battle is going to take place on the Hold map from the new Critical Operations pack. The mission we selected is Capture. Each team will score VP for controlling points at the end of a turning point, and it will remain captured until an enemy operative controls it at the end of a subsequent turning point. In the roll-off, Brad won and selected to be the attacker, so they both set up their barricades and operatives. In the scouting phase, Glass selected the free dash and Brad chose to change an order in TP1. This gives Brad the initiative, so Glass does his free dash and the game begins. Alright, well, at the beginning of Turning Point 1, they both go up to 4 command points and neither of them reveal any ploys. In the target reveal phase, Brad reveals Reconsecrate Ground on this bottom objective and Recover Item, which he places pretty close to the same objective. And with that, the game begins.
Alright, first activation here, I'm going to start by activating my Exactor. She's going to whip the Penitent, which increases her movement and gives her an extra AP, and then I'm just going to move up next to this door.
Alright, first intercession activation of the game. The Assault Intercessor is going to move, open the door, and then dash to contest the recovery item.
Next, I'm going to open this door with my Pronatus. Because of her Relic Seeker ability, this costs me no AP. Then I'm going to move up to this objective here and jiggle my cup, which will grant me 3 faith points, so I'm up to 6.
Alright, now the Sergeant is going to move up to the point after opening the middle door.
Alright, well, I'm feeling pretty safe down in this area of the board, so my Purgatus, one of my flamethrowers, is just going to move up by this door.
Okay, well now the next Assault Intercessor is just going to move and dash up near this door and stay in cover.
Alright, I'm going to move up my leader, my superior, and I'm just going to position her in a way that won't allow Glass to get a double fight off on me next turn.
Alright, well now the Grenadier is going to move up and open this door to this kind of contested area at this part of the map. After opening the door, he'll dash to control the objective.
Alright, well now I'm going to move up my Dialogus and buff up the AP of my leader for next turn.
Alright, next the Assault Intercessor here is going to move and dash into this middle chamber.
And now I'm just going to move up my Hospitaller.
Alright, now the Gunner is going to move up just a little bit and guard to protect from any potential crazy Penitent charges.
Alright, well, I'm going to get a little bit aggressive here. Next thing I'm going to do is activate my Penitent. When I do, I'm going to switch her order to Conceal, and then dash, open this door, and then move on to this objective. I am a bit exposed, and she's probably going to die at the start of the next turning point, but trade a body for a point. I think that's a good trade. Maybe. Well, Glass is all out of activations here, so I get to make a few consecutively. I'm just going to reposition my Purgatus, and then reposition my Condemner, and then reposition my Preceptor. I guess you could say I'm moving up a bunch of gals.
Alright, well that's the end of Turning Point 1. Both teams score 3 victory points each for primaries and no secondaries. Obviously a pretty cagey turning point where they're both just getting into some better positions and lining up some charges and attacks for Turning Point 2.
So obviously I've just seen Brad go ahead and place like all of his potential VP throughout the game on on one side of the board. And unfortunately, very smartly, he put his big VP scorers away from where I have 3 guys to where I only have 2 guys. So that's a negative for me. And I know I'm fast, but I don't know if I'm fast enough for all of my guys to deal with their own lanes and then also get over to the lane that is actually important.
Yeah, that's very clearly my strategy here. I was hoping that you just wouldn't try to run over because I think you can make it with rapid. But, you know, I think I can get into this room, and assuming I can get into this room, I think I'm in a pretty good spot here. It's going to be a big initiative roll to see if my penitent lives or dies.
There is no doubt. There is no doubt that if I get initiative, you're dead. I think we can all agree on that.
All right, well, before we go on to Turning Point 2, just want to say the link for Glass's channel is in the description below. Check it out. We watch all his videos and get all our information and tips and rules previews from him. So
yeah, if I beat you, Glass, it's your own fault.
All right, well, in the top of Turning Point 2, they both go up to 5 CP, and crucially, Glass wins initiative. For ploys, the Intercessors play Tactical Doctrine, and the Novitiates don't play any. In the target reveal step, Glass reveals Shock and Awe and Eliminate Guards, for which he nominates the Penitent, obviously. Brad then reveals Secure Unexplored Rooms. All right, well, with his first activation, Glass is going to move the gunner up and crack the Penitent. So for some context here, I had to roll both teams' dice in a neutral location just so we could get it all on camera and make sure everything was happening correctly.
For hitting on 3s, right? Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty bad.
Sorry about your luck.
Luckily, I'm within 6 inches, so I get a reroll.
Nice.
All right.
You're gonna reroll.
With a reroll.
Yeah, sorry. I take full responsibility.
Vic Dice, what is this?
Okay, I'm gonna have to CP another.
Yep.
Go for it.
Oh!
I'm so sorry.
Right.
So what?
I'll save you one.
2 defense
Yes,
dice, right?
that's-
What are you saving on? 5s?
I mean, I can guarantee a survival.
There's a Brad roll.
Well, that's pretty nice for me. Even when I'm not rolling my dice know that it's for me, and they roll accordingly.
Actually unbelievable. All right, well, thankfully they have built-in Bolter Discipline, so Glass is going to attack again. All right, well, the second attack is slightly better, but the reroll misses.
I'm going to use some faith points here. I'm going to go down to 4, and I'm going to upgrade one of my normal saves to a critical save. Now, this only saves me 1 HP, but it keeps me from being injured, and I think that's worth it here. So, yeah, I spend 2 faith points, and I only take 3 damage. Easy. All right, well, I'm next up. Obviously, this Penitent is in a risky spot still and now has taken some damage, so I'll activate my Penitent, and she's going to chuck her crack grenade right back at Glass's Marine. I don't roll super well, but I spend 2 faith points on rerolls here. And then I'm going to use my Icon of Faith equipment to be able to use a free Act of Faith. I upgrade one of my normal hits to a crit. Luckily for me, Glass only saves one of my hits here, and I bring this Marine down to 2 HP. And then I don't want to give him a free point for Eliminate Guards. He has another Marine close by. So with her last AP, my Penitent's just going to run around the corner and hide.
All right, well, now this Intercessor is going to move, open the door, and hatch fight the Purgatus. Easily get the kill, and only take 2 wounds in the process, so going down to 12 HP. Next, Brad is going to play Glorious Martyrdom to blow up and gain 3 faith points.
And deal a mortal wound. All right, well, now this Marine is super out of position, so I'm going to activate my Superior and fire an overcharged plasma shot right to his face. I easily bring him down, but then Glass uses a CP to play Wrath of Vengeance, and before he gets removed, this Marine gets to shoot me. Glass does get a decent roll, but with my faith points, I'm able to keep my Superior alive. I'm just barely hanging on with 1 HP. This member of the 1 HP gang is brought to you by Waney. Thanks, Waney. Then I just move a little bit and reposition. Because I got a kill with my Superior, I can immediately activate another operative within 6 inches of her. So I choose my Hospitaller, and she's gonna just move up and heal my Superior. So my Superior recovers 3 HP here.
All right, well, now the Intercessor Sergeant is going to move up onto this point and shoot the Flamer. Easily bringing them down. Then, because of Bolter Discipline, he can shoot the Pronatus and easily bring her down too. On his second attack, Glass used the Purity Seal for a free reroll. It's a pretty big classic Intercessor double kill right there.
Yeah, that's gnarly. That hurts. But my Condemner's in a good spot. She's going to shoot the Sergeant. My roll's okay. I'm going to use 1 faith point to make a reroll here. And then I'm also going to use my free act of faith that she has from her equipment to upgrade one of her normal hits to a crit. This gives my attack P1. Glass only saves 1 hit and takes 8 wounds, so he's down to 7. Then my Condemner's just going to run away to this other objective just so she has a bit more flexibility.
All right, well, after a pretty big think, Glass decided to move and dash his Grenadier and guard near this objective.
All right, my turn again. I guess I'll just move my Preceptor and then close this door.
All right, well, now the last Assault Intercessor is going to move, dash, and open this middle door, threatening the room with the recovery objective, I guess.
All right, my turn again. I'm going to close this door and then run away.
Okay, well now, this Intercessor is going to move up, close the door to make it a bit harder for Brad in turning point 4, and then dash back onto this point.
All right, and with my last activation, the last activation of the turning point, I'm going to activate my Dialogus and just move up and then buff the APL of my Superior. And that's the turning point.
All right, well, at the end of turning point 2, Glass is out to a pretty commanding lead of 8 victory points to Brad's 4. Obviously, that turning point got off to a really brutal start for Glass with a classic Victor whiff and Brad save. So how you feeling now?
So look, I know that this is a game of dice, and I know that you can never hold your dice accountable, but when I went for that shot with that Grenadier, and I shot both the crack and a regular bolter, and I did a total of 3 damage, I was concerned, I can't lie. But outside of that, the rest of the turn for me was pretty standard, but I was worried.
Yeah, honestly, I'm worried too. I mean, yeah, I got some good kills, but I overlooked your Sergeant's ability to just run up and shoot me, even though I was in conceal, and that point total's looking pretty scary.
Yeah, well, you know, going into this, the fact that Vic just read out what the VP were, man, it did not feel that way, right? Like, after going into that penitence, oh my god, I was on tilt immediately. I'm going to run the maths on that. I'm going to figure out what the stats were there, but that is crazy. Yeah, obviously then exactly what I said I was afraid of was plasma pistol. Comes up, just bam bam, done. And you did some crazy acts of faith stuff. I knew what you were doing, don't worry. But that seemed to kill me. And yeah, kind of everything I was afraid of happened. Bad dice and a plasma pistol.
Well, win or lose, I'm happy that you had the full Mountainside experience of being wrecked by Brad dice. But there's still plenty of game left. Obviously, you're winning, and I really need to make something happen here, or else I'm just gonna, lose on victory points. I guess that's normally how you lose. So I guess we'll move on here. But before we do, we want to say a big thank you to all of our awesome ballin' patrons. Honestly, we say it every time, but it's just such a huge help. Like, we would not be making this video without the patrons. We probably would have given up.
We certainly wouldn't be putting out a new video every 2 weeks if we didn't have the support of all the patrons. It really does make a huge difference and unlock so many possibilities for the channel.
Yeah, up on the screen, you can see the names of all our 1 HP gangsters and mountain goats. And patrons make the dream work. That's how it goes, right?
That's what they say.
Patrons Zerk make the dream work.
Yep.
Anyway.
Link in description.
Yeah, I really appreciate it. Peace, y'all. Not peace, y'all. Turning point 3, y'all.
All right. Well, at the top of a pretty crucial turning point 3, Brad wins initiative and they both gain a command point. Brad plays Sanctified Rounds and Glass plays And They Shall Know No Fear. In the target reveal step, Brad has nothing left to reveal and Glass nominates the Hospitaller for Eliminate Guards.
All right, well, my first move here, I'm going to activate my Superior. I want to get as much value out of this plasma pistol as possible. So immediately when I activate her, I'm going to spend 2 faith points to use Blessed Rejuvenation twice. So I roll, I'm going to heal 2d3 hit points here, and I roll double ones, which is lovely.
Feels nice.
Then I know this is risky, but I just have to get in this room at all costs. So I'm going to move, open this door, and then guard. I just, unfortunately, Glass positioned his Marine here really, really well. And he's concealed. I can't get a shot off, but at least I can guard and hopefully do something later in the turning point. Since I opened the door, that means I can do another chain activate. So I'm going to activate my Dialogus. She's going to charge up onto this point and shoot Glass's Intercessor. I score 4 hits. Glass saves 2. So this Intercessor takes 6 wounds.
All right, well now, the Intercessor is going to retaliate and shoot the leader. Would have easily killed them, but Brad did some of the aforementioned faith point nonsense and was able to upgrade a miss to a save and stay alive with just 2 HP. Next, Brad's leader does her guard attack and brings down the Marine pretty easily.
All right, well, back to me again. So my Hospitaller is just going to move up and dash onto this item and just stay concealed. I would love to do more, but really like I said before, I need the points and I just have to hope that Glass rolls badly.
All right, well now, the Intercessor Sergeant is going to move and shoot the Dialogus.
I'm so sorry.
Ah, disaster. Okay, well, all right.
Reroll?
Yep.
1.
1.
Okay.
For now, we'll see. Hits on a 2. Okay. Sure, let's go for that.
All right, so I'm rolling 2 dice and I'm saving on 4s.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
man. That's even frustrating when I'm not the one playing.
You can shoot one more time, yeah. Not what I wanted to do,
Yeah.
but this is more important than this, so I guess I'm going to shoot again.
Okay.
So,
Same
4 dice
attack?
hitting on 3s. Hitting on 2s, sorry, yeah.
Luckily, with Bolter Discipline, the second attack goes through. Don't even need to roll saves for this one.
Well, I guess I'll deal with the other side of the map for a bit. I'm just going to move with my Penitent and open this door over here. I'm hoping that maybe I can distract Glass. I want to keep these 2 Marines on this side of the board over here and away from everything else. So, I don't know. I'm grasping at straws.
All right, well, Glass doesn't take the bait here, so he's going to move the Grenadier out of this area, open the door on his way, and dash onto the objective in this middle room.
All right, well, gonna try and set something up for the next turn. So my Exactor is gonna move up and then whip the Penitent.
All right, well now, the Gunner's going to move to within a circle of the Penitent and crack them.
All right, well, I'm thinking that I should have left this door open, but I guess better late than never. So my Preceptor is gonna open this door and then move on to this point. Obviously, I'm not scoring it because there's a 3 APL Marine on it, but maybe I can make something happen next turn. I don't know.
All right, classic Assault Intercessor move coming here. Glass charges in between these 2 sisters. The first fight easily kills the leader. Brad blows up to do 1 mortal wound and gain some faith points. And then the second fight easily kills the Hospitaller while only taking 2 wounds from a crit. At this point, Glass reveals Rob and Ransack and scores a VP, all the while scoring another one for Eliminate Guards.
1 activation left. I'm just gonna move my Condemner down back over here and then shoot at Glass's Sergeant. And I kill Glass's Sergeant, but I think it's too late, Vic. What's the score look like?
Well, at the end of Turning Point 3, the lead, unfortunately, is at 15 to your 6.
Yeah, the most you can score in 1 turning point is 7. So that means I mathematically can't win. So I'm just gonna do the graceful thing here and concede. Well, it's kind of my comeuppance. I've won 2 games on this channel with Intercession, and I just got absolutely dummied by Glass Half Dead. Well played, Glass. Like, good game. I think you played really well, and yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Honestly, I thought you had a pretty masterful play there at the end where you just got tabled so I couldn't score shock and awe. So honestly, like pro gamer. Well done.
Yeah, I mean, that was a pretty brutal one at the end, but I thought it was a pretty good game. There were definitely points, especially near the end of Turning Point 1 and beginning of 2, where I thought the Novitiates had it. But classic intercessor stuff right here. They just don't die, and they keep hitting harder and harder, and there's just not much you can do to stop them.
Yeah, I've got, like, having just one assault intercessor standing in a room makes you have to rethink your whole game plan. You're like, well, what do I do? Because it's always a threat. And with my speed, I'm able to just push up and stand in a room, and you have to deal with it. And they shall know no fear, just lets my guys keep on tanking, right up until they're taken off the board. And yeah, like, really difficult for you to deal with. But at the same time, going against you, there was honestly just 1 or 2 points where that let me get the win, right? Like, if you hadn't placed your Dialogus, who ended up being worth like 2 VP for me, and your leader right next to each other, that I could get them with a quick double kill, totally different game, because then in turning point 4, you'd have shot them off again with the plasma, and then you probably would have taken that.
Yeah, like, I definitely considered that, but the thing is, I think if I hung back too much, then you would have just outscored me anyway, and we'd be in the same position where in turning point 4, I still couldn't score enough points to come back. So I think I was doomed before that, because it put me in a position where I had to make bad moves. Although, maybe I'm just bad, and maybe a big brain genius could see that I had a way out of that. I don't know. I did not, though.
Well, also worth noting, in every game I've played against you as Novitiates, if the Pronatus dies, you lose.
Yeah, I don't think that was my problem here, but...
But the record is unbeaten.
Yeah, yikes. And Intercession still 3 for 3 on our channel.
Yeah, it's going to be hard.
And I think my ego is going to take a while to recover from this one. But yeah, super happy to have played against Glass. Really, really thankful that he made the time to come on and play with us. And I hope you all enjoyed it. Go check out Glass's channel. Glass, do you want to plug yourself here? Plug away.
Hey guys, Glass Half Dead here. If you want to see more of me and more of the Kill Team community in general, consider checking out my YouTube channel, oddly called Glass Half Dead. I also do a podcast called the Vantage Point Kill Team Podcast. I often have a lot of the top players teaching me how to play, and that's the only way I could beat Brad today.
All right, well, Glass, thanks so much for joining us. Absolute pleasure to watch you smack Brad around a bit, and definitely have to have you on again in the future, and you can take me out back and show me what it's like.
Definitely, I'd love to. Anytime you guys want to have me on, just give me a call, and I'll be there.
All right, well, thanks for sticking around to the end. Hope everyone enjoyed watching me get absolutely wrecked.
I did.
Yeah, I'm sure you did. More Kill Team coming soon.
Yep.
Like and subscribe.
Streaming. We stream. We Discord. We Patron. We merch.
We peace y'all. We peace y'all.
Yep.
Bye.